alligators along the keys, the humpback camel and the chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but yours your ball. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. Hey, kia ora! Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Somebody actually posted that video for the Irish Rovers. I love the Irish Rovers. And they're the ones that came out with the unicorn song. And somebody actually posted it on Facebook today. And it's like, I remember the song. And my biggest memory of the song is the day that Brad proposed to me. We were in Old Town Alexandra down in, I call it Torpedo Park because it's right next to the Torpedo Museum. And then after I'd said yes, we went to have a celebratory dinner. He didn't have anywhere booked. So we walked along, we came across this Irish pub. So we go in and we sit down in there and reading all about these bad Irishmen who were supposed to be executed, and but the public was in such an uproar about these 5 Irishmen that were supposed to be executed, and they petitioned Queen Victoria, and so she ended up sending them down to Australia, and then they ended up being things like governor generals, all these leadership roles. One was the governor of ended up being a governor of Texas and everything else. And she got and how they found this out was that she supposedly got this letter from one of them signed as an official government official. And so she got people to go and investigate what happened to all 5 of them. And one of them was a governor in Texas. One of them was a governor in Australia. And all 5 of them held these high-ranking offices. It was actually quite amusing reading that. And so then, and that's why we're waiting for dinner. And then as we're sitting there eating, these musicians got up there and started playing songs. And then the owner of the restaurant comes out, and he has like this unicorn cloak on, I guess it was. And it had the unicorn head was his hat. It had this very sorry looking horn coming out of the top of his costume, and it was kind of just wrapped around his shoulders. And they sang the unicorn song. So that's one of my really good memories that go with that song. So every time I think of that, I think I heard it many, many times when I was growing up, and used to sing it in the car when we go on car trips and stuff. But that one night when Brad proposed, that's the one that sticks out for me the most when I hear this song. So it was good to hear the song again. I hadn't heard it for a while. And I was thinking, have I not heard it since 98? I'm like, no, I must have heard it since then, because we've been in Irish pubs since then. Must have heard it since then. But if I haven't, then it was April of 98 was the last time I heard it. And I'm so like, it can't be that long. That was a long time ago. It can't be that long. It'll be 24 years this year. Wow. If Brad was still alive this December, we would have been married 24 years. Wow. Anyway, on to FriYAY. How was your FriYAY? Did you have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun day? What did you get up to today that was fun? Let us know in the comments below, because maybe something that you did that was fun, somebody else might go, oh, I like that idea, and share ideas. What fun things are you planning for this weekend? Tomorrow I have my mastermind group on, so I am super excited about that. But well, I'm not actually sure if it is better than that. I can't say even better than that. So I have my mastermind group on, which I do once a month. But also on the same day, just after the mastermind group starts, the registration for the International Genealogy and Historic Research, their weekly course, which happens in July, end of June, end of July. I think it's July. Registration opens up tomorrow, and they've got it staggered based on what course you want to do. Well, my number 2 option opens before my number 1 option does. And I'm like, So I get to do that tomorrow. I've got all the alarms set up so it goes off, even if I have to go on to the mastermind for 30 minutes and then, kind of not really shut it down, but just kind of go off screen while I get the registration taken care of. So I'm going to have everything ready, set to go for the registration tomorrow. So all I've basically got to do is log in, select my course, pay, and I'm out. And it should take 5 minutes, but they've done better this year, because last year they didn't stagger and we actually crashed the system and they had to reset everything. And it was like 4 or 5 weeks before we got to re-register, before we actually got to go in and register. So hopefully this time with the staggered times, they will be a little more organized and not overflowing and crashing the system. And so Kathy just asked me what courses did I pick. My number one courses I want to do the next class after the one I did last year on research and methodology. And my second option is tracing ancestors in England or in the UK. So that's my second option. It's always good to brush up your skills for the UK. It's always fun to do that. So it's one of those two classes. The tracing your ancestors in the UK opens up before the, what are they calling it? It's the methodology class. I did the basic last year. This is like the intermediate class, and then next year I'll probably do the advanced class. So it's just sort of like building on the skills. You can't do like the advanced one without doing the other two first. So I'm sort of like, okay, I'll do them. It might take me 3 years to get there, and then I can go pick what I want. But if I don't get into the methodology one, I'm going to see if the UK one's still available. And since it's all virtual this year, it should be okay. Methodologies is where to go to research, how to decipher handwriting. Let's see. Our last class was how to decipher American century handwriting, where to go to do research for like military records, using land maps. And this was sort of like an introductory level, slightly above a basic beginner's level. What else do we do? Yeah, researching records, like going into, your records held at parish level, at county level, at city level, at state level, and then the different ways to go in and find those researchers, and that's it. So it's just different places you can go. We looked at birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, where you find information on there. So it's all the vital statistics stuff, all the basic stuff that you need just to do a kind of like a basic look. So you're not finding the story on the people. And this research, you gather. Census reports was another one we did, which is going to be cool because on the 1st of April, they open up 1950. So that's really cool. And I'm going to join the, there's an, who's doing it? It's an organization that's going to be digitizing the 1950 census, and they need volunteers to help make sure everything gets translated okay from handwriting into digital so it can be searched. And the cool part is that if you volunteer to do that, you can actually volunteer to do the 1950 census where your family is. So you can actually go research your family while you are double checking that their optic eye thing is translating the handwriting correctly into the typewritten. So every 72 years, America releases a census that the public is able to view, because so the 1950 census is not available for public view, and they do it every 72 years. So the 1950 census, of course, this year's year 72. On the 1st of April, they will open the archives, and they're going to be digitizing the 1950 census so they're searchable and readable. And like ancestry and family search are working together on that one. One's got the technology and the other one's doing the volunteers, and I can't remember which way around it is. But they will both be, but you'll be able to search the 1950 census on both of their websites once it's all released and everything else. So it's all something to do with protecting privacy and all of that sort of thing. But when the 1941 came out, it was kind of cool because I printed off this page and I highlighted these 3 people, and I took it out to my mother-in-law and go, here, have a look at this. And she looks down and goes, that's Daddy. That's me. That's my sister. What is this? I said, it's the 1940 census. And she goes, oh. And so I took her through the page of how she could find out what parish, because they were in Louisiana at the time. We're in Louisiana where they were living, and the parish on that. She goes, yes, that's correct. That's correct. And I'm like, I'm glad I got validation for the information, because one of the things that we have with the census is that sometimes they record it and sometimes they don't, is who actually gave the enumerator the information. It could be the person who lives next door, because you may be out that evening when the enumerator comes knocking on the door. So they go next door and go, what do you know about the people next door? Oh, well, their names are blah, 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 blah. And they're about this age. You know where they were born? Oh, yeah, and so you never know who's going to be given the information. And so it was kind of fun watching my mother-in-law seeing herself on the 1940 census. That was really cool. But unfortunately, she's no longer with us, so she won't be able to see herself on the 1950 census. But I should be able to find my brother-in-law on there. So I'll find my mother-in-law and her husband and my father-in-law on there and my brother-in-law. So it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. So yes, that's fun. So I've got all this fun stuff planned for this weekend, and Sunday's going to be at this stage is going to be a very quiet day. We'll go to the dog park like we normally do, have breakfast out, which means we've got to get up early and get to Panera Bread early so we can get the bacon and spinach souffle, because every time we've gone there, they're out of those. They've only got the 4 cheeses left, or what's the other one? Bacon and artichoke. I'm not really a big artichoke fan. Not really. So I just go with the 4 cheeses. Zephyr will eat either. If it's got eggs in it, she's there. So today I got to get lots of fresh air fun. We went for our big walk before the meeting today. So I thought, oh, good, we won't need to do our second walk. Well, that little puppy, let me tell you, that little puppy has me wrapped around her little finger, and she was pacing around this place. Because after I got off the call, she starts pacing up and down, and I'm like, what's the matter? She'll go stand by the door, and she would look at me because I had the door open but the screen closed, and she would look at me and start whining, and I'm like, oh, somebody wants to go for their second walk. So we went for another long walk after that as well, because I had a bag of trash to take over with me. No, we did the first time we did the bag of trash the first walk, so I had my bag with the recycling, and so we took that over the second time, and she was happy. She was happy to be out there. So we've had a really good long walk. And then this evening we went out for an extra long walk as well. So we've had 3 nice long walks today around the resort. We've basically done the outer block of the pet area 3 times today. So that was really good. And I've got sorted out my laundry. It's ready to go to the laundry and get that done. So I'm probably going to go and do that after I've had my New York strip. I have a boneless New York strip sitting on the bench, getting to room temperature so I can go season it and cook it. And haven't decided on. I might have some broccoli sauce with it. Yeah, I'll get that ready while it's cooking. All of 4 minutes of cooking and 2 minutes of standing. Because that one's a little thicker than 3/4 of an inch, so it's probably going to need 4 minutes to come out at a nice medium rare. And so we had fresh air fun today. We had fun with projects today. I got some projects to work on. And then I had fun at work today, even though it was quiet and slow. I got a lot of stuff done, because some of the projects I was working on was for Mailbox Power, so I was able to make a good dent in those. So it was really cool. I just had such a fun day today. It's that simple. I had a fun day, and now I'm like looking at my laundry and going, I gotta go do laundry. We had very little calls come in this afternoon. So I made a big dent on one of the projects that I'm working on for Mailbox Power. So that was kind of cool. So I should have that finished. It'll probably take me. Oh, actually, no, I've got to go look for cards to put in the document, samples of cards into the document. So that'll take a little longer. I get to go play in the design store and see what's there and all the new stuff that's there and all that sort of things. But anyway, I got to go cook my steak, have my dinner, and then go get the laundry done. Yes, there's quite a bit of laundry there. I keep meaning to go and I never do. Fortunately, at times I'm sort of like, I have way too many clothes that I can go for 4 to 6 weeks without doing laundry. So I've got way too many clothes. But I'm starting to shrink out of them. So some of them will be going bye-bye soon, which is cool. So I am grateful that I am releasing weight into the universe for somebody who needs to put weight on for their health. So with that, I am out of here. Go have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun evening. And we will see you back here bright and early, and it will be bright and early tomorrow morning for Shake It Up Saturday. It is Shake It Up Saturday tomorrow. Yeah, Shake It Up Saturday. Forgetting what days of the week I'm on. I don't know. It's Friday. It's a fun day. See, it's been so much fun. I'm forgetting what days of the week I'm on because I've been lost in the moment. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday evening, and we'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Shake It Up Saturday. Hey, konara. Do agree now?